Hello there, guys and gal pals. You good old Uncle Christian over here. Now, what you're about to listen to is the spoiler-free version of Escape from Tomorrow. Now, I edited down and kind of will, I guess you say, bleep the pretty much the very really spoiler parts of the review because I don't really want to like rip your ears at the same old beep sound because there's a lot of spoil heavy stuff going around. I said, you know what? Let me just make it at least a little more funny by well, when you listen to the episode, you know what I do. Another thing to note is when you actually do listen to the review, you're gonna keep asking yourself like, why did it sound like they're in a submarine? Because my young friend, we're in a submarine. That's where we're recording. I thought it would be a good bass sound, but apparently it was not. No, of course that didn't happen. Well, technical fuck ups. It's gonna happen. Not all the time, hopefully, but it's gonna happen here and there. Nothing I can do about it. It's been kind of happening a tad bit frequent than it should have, I guess you could say. Not really. If there's anyone to blame, it's myself. I couldn't really listen to the actual audio, so I couldn't make heads or tails whether it sound pitch perfect or sound like we're on the water. Of course, well, we, we sound like we're on the water, but I promise you, stuff that hasn't been happening so far, everything been running pretty well, pretty swell. But other than that, I hope you still enjoy this particular episode. I'm sorry for for sounding like an underwater. But like I said, I hope you still enjoy it, even with those little factoids in between.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dr. Netflix. I'm your host, Reginald Lawson, with me, my other host, the beautiful Elisa.
Hello, everybody. So today we're reviewing the movie called Escape from Tomorrow, which has become kind of popular or infamous, I guess you could say,
It's either one.
because it's shot inside of Disney.
Now, not like, they went in, the outside of park and just go like, oh, look, it's Disney, and just keep fucking seeing back and forth. They literally went inside, and Disney actually filmed the whole thing with handhelds. That's what I'm guessing.
And without Disney even knowing about it, because why would Disney ever let them shoot such a disturbing movie inside their park when Disney is supposed to be a magical, innocent place full of happiness and goodness?
I guess in the movie.
That's what the commercials say.
So yeah, let's start with the plot. Now, the entire plot is centered around a family that probably going to Disney. The husband found out that he got fired from his job, and he didn't tell his family about it. Trying to have like a natural good time in Disney. Then he started to see some weird shit, and more and more, the film is pretty much telling us that like he's kind of losing his mind, and we don't exactly know what exactly is actually happening of how this is going on,
We don't know what's real or what's his imagination.
or what actually is going on. Is it an actual flu, like an actual virus going on, or is it like somehow Disney's? It really is like this evil place where it just makes people mind, or did he got decapitated and like they go inside his entire mind, or he just some kind of weird out of our experiment that's go horribly wrong. We don't know exactly what the fuck is going on.
Personally, I don't get this movie. I feel like I missed a whole hell of a lot because this movie just confuses the shit out of me. And I guess that's why I didn't like it. Because I was thinking it's gonna be a horror movie, and if you're expecting that, don't. Because it's not a horror movie.
I would say it's more like a kind of trippy, psychological horror.
I wouldn't really call it a horror movie. To me, that's not a horror movie. It's not even a thriller. It's just weird. I don't know what genre you would put this movie in, but I honestly think horror is not one of that. Not in the classical sense, where it has to do with death. And like, I just feel like this movie, it has so many unconnected things where I feel like there's something going on underneath the surface, and this movie's trying to tell us something, but I can't quite figure it out. and I can't find anything on the internet about it, so I'm just gonna leave it as it's all unconnected and it's all irrelevant, just weird shit.
I guess I guess it's more of a taste kind of thing because I really enjoyed the movie. I thought like, wow, this actually is pretty damn good. It's pretty damn fucked up, but it's pretty damn good.
I don't like any movie that I can't understand. That's number one. Number two, if I go into the movie expecting it to be a certain kind of movie, like I thought he was gonna go ape shit and he was gonna attack people or, go on a murdering spree, and it wasn't that at all. And there was death in the film, but I can't even say if it was like real death. It was just very weird. Like I don't know.
It's I guess the more is it a matter of interpretation of what's actually going on. That's how I kind of felt like throughout the whole movie. It's what is exactly is going on exactly. The movie doesn't really tell you right off. I actually do have a thing of what actually is going on, but I don't want to say in front of the mic.
I said what in the butt. I said what in the butt. I said what in the butt. I said what in the butt.
Okay, I like that theory a lot more. Because that would really be the only thing that makes sense. Because there are a lot of things that are in the movie that don't really connect, and like really what you're seeing is the mind of the main character.
Well, and also some of his family too, because
you don't really see their point of view. Yeah, you don't really see their point of view. I don't know, like, and to me, it's just like, I guess there were too many things in the movie that were just kind of creepy and disturbing. And in the movie, you see that the daughter is attached to the dad, and the son is attached to the mom. And the son seems attached to the mom in more of like a creepy way.
An Oedipus concept.
Exactly. Like you see it from the very beginning, where like in the beginning he locks the dad outside on the balcony, and then goes and cuddles up with the mom. And like from that point, you see maybe there isn't something right with this boy. And then like throughout the film, you kind of see how he's attached to the mom, and it was just so many things. And then the dad, him following around two very young girls, like he's obsessed with them. That was also very creepy. Like I get the whole like his wife snubbing him and not really interested in him in that way anymore, but at least be tempted by somebody around your age, maybe a little bit younger, but not a little girl with braces.
See, that's what I was thinking. Like, when I saw those two girls, I'm like, well, she has to be 18. I mean, it has to be that kind of sense, because, I mean, there are those girls that do have braces. I mean, at the same time,
grown people have braces.
But at the same time, like, it does feel pretty damn creepy. She could be 18, for all we know. She's 16. I know. But, I still enjoy the movie. I still really do like it. In a way, I do kind of see it as a horror movie, but I see more of it. The best way I can describe it is like an art horror movie. An avant-garde, if you will, but like, not to the full extreme. Not like, for those fan of film, if I could put an example of it, it's not like very heavy avant-garde where you see something example like David Lynch of Race Ahead, where is that to the extreme. There are things that are very disconnected and whatnot, but it's not that full to the extent of you see something in Race Ahead, like if you're like a normal person, you'd be like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's not kind of full extent. It's disconnected to a point, and I don't know, maybe that's the reason I kind of enjoy it, because it's the fact that this entire thing is going on, and maybe I kind of enjoy it the most.
I like to be baffled, but to a certain extent where I can put the pieces together at the end, not completely be mind fucked at the end, which was what happened to me when the movie ended, and then just throughout the whole movie, just feeling like I don't get it, what am I missing, and then waiting for the end to see what was really going on the whole time, and then that not happening at all, and then actually confusing you even more. It's like, there's only so much confusion I can take, Like, it's okay if you make sense of things in the movie, and then at the end you mind fuck me, but to mindfuck me the whole way, and even at the end, continue to mindfuck me. I didn't like it.
In a way, I can kind of see why. It's a very kind of tasting. Is it? I guess it's a certain kind of movie where if you kind of exposure to like an example would be like David Lynch kind of movies, the avant-garde, if you will, of art house movies or just art movies in general. And I put David Lynch in that kind of example because it's not like to that full extent of David Lynch. Like if I could put something to that, like Blue Velvet, where it's like David Lynch, where there is a never story to this, but there's still like a lot of like fucked up shit that's going on, and it's more to protect of the whole mind. And for those, I guess, even Lisa, who's looking at me kind of confused, like what does avant-garde means? A big example is the melting clocks, the famous picture, the melting clocks, where you see it as an art picture, and you can go full explicit, like what does it actually mean? Picture that as a full movie, like a full emotional movie, where that's pretty much it. There's no narrative to the entire structure of what's actually is going on. You may say like maybe in some sense it kind of is, but at the same time it's not.
I get that, but I don't like that. Like, it's not my type of thing. You know, like you say all the time, to each their own, and this is just not my thing. These types of movies, I fucking hate these types of movies. Okay, this movie, it's very interesting. I love how they shot it at Disney, and I love how they did it without Disney's permission. You know, it's this whole taboo thing that they did. I just wish they would have done it a little bit differently, or, you know, like I feel like they could have. I just don't like the story they told, but I love what they did. I really do. When I watched the movie again, fuck no. If I would have known what it was about, or if I knew how the movie was going to play out, I probably would have not watched it. But I would watch a documentary about it. I would watch like the behind the scenes or like how it was made. You know, I would definitely watch that.
Would you watch it with like an audio commentary? Or like the director is kind of like you watch the movie, but at the same time you're having the director kind of telling like how each scene and like what they have to do and all the
Yes, I would. And I would have found that more interesting than the actual movie. The movie itself, it was kind of uncomfortable to watch at certain points.
Yeah.
Because of how sick this guy was. And the movie itself had moments where it wasn't terribly interesting. It was kind of mundane, you know, or it was just them and Disney, like them having fun, him, you know, following this person, or fantasizing about titties and stuff like that, and it.
Hey, hey, let's go, protect my balls. So let's fighting love. Let's fighting love.
A lot of parts of the movie, it seemed like he was ejaculating, not literally, but the imagery itself in the movie was representative of, phallic symbols, ejaculation, all that stuff, which all represented his sexual frustration. And I got that. But I don't know, like, how relevant or how connected it even was to the whole movie. Like, I got that was a part of his being. That's who he was as a character, or the stage in his life where he's just really sexually frustrated. But I didn't get how it connected. It's just something that to me just seemed like unnecessary and just an excuse to put, cleavage and tits in there and ass. That's what it felt like to me, because even when he was in the Epcot ball, you see like a
you did flat out say that looked like a giant testicle.
Well, that's when, they were walking in the park, which he even said in front of his kids. But I just had a bit of an epiphany. Well, I don't know if you'd call it that, but maybe the Epcot ball was representative of his ball.
I'm gonna go out jacking it in San Diego. Jacking it, jack, spanking it, jacking it, spanking it, smack.
And I'm sure if we turned back the movie and watched it now, maybe it would make more sense. I think this is one of those movies, you have to watch it a few times and then you'll pick up on more and more things and probably get it more. I personally don't have the patience for that. because I don't think it was that great of a movie to try to really analyze it and piece it together. But from what I can piece together, that is a piece of the puzzle that,
There's no better place for jacking it than San Diego. Jack it, jack it, jack it, jack. Spanking it, spanking it, smacking it, smack. Jacking it, jacking it, jacking it, jack. Jacking it, spanking it, spanking it, smack.
but it probably is representative of what's inside of this main character, that he's just full of semen and he just has some sexual frustration that he needs to be or to have let out. But like I said, it kind of feels irrelevant to the film. It's like either that's what the whole movie was about, him being sexually frustrated, or it was about a lot more than that.
I think this is kind of a movie where I think kind of goes back to what I was kind of saying before, where there's a lot of things is disconnected, and this could be one of the things. Like it could be something towards that because it was there. Like you can see like him going after this young girl, and the fact like that one part of the semen with that shit, and him just chasing this teen girls. But at the same time, though, like I said, that's more of the one of the factors I think going on because there, you see like all these twisted images going throughout the whole movie. That too can be like represented in some kind of way.
I just feel like it was too prevalent, it was too dominant, it was too strong, it was like really there in your face, and it's like, what the fuck for? If they did it less or if they made it a little bit more, not subtle, but if they didn't just throw it in your face like that so often as if, no pun intended, or no sick joke. But yeah, if this movie was in 3D, a lot of people would probably be disgusted. Yeah, exactly. It felt like such a big part of the movie, and it was just like, it turned me off. I just felt, I wish the movie would have been about so much more than that, and it felt like that was the thing that popped out the most, and I wish it wasn't. I wish there were other things that would have popped out the most. One of the themes that seemed to be in there is, how Disney is seen as a magical place, but it's not really, and they kind of show how Disney covers things up, I guess you could say, and pretend like nothing happens and everybody's walking around like dumbasses enjoying the beautiful day as if nothing's wrong. And I wish that would have been stronger. I wish that would have been more in our face.
I think I caught that too. It did feel like it was there, but at the same time, you were right. Like the other thing was shove it into our face.
No one likes a dick shoved in there. But seriously, like I wish that wasn't so pronounced. I wish the other themes of corruptness and this movie could have been so rich.
Or maybe the movie's trying to tell us about something. Maybe I guess maybe we just kind of focus more on that, not focus on everything else that's going on.
I don't think so because that's I'm not a guy, so that's not something I would focus on naturally. It would really have to be something that's thrown in my face like that for me to have like really noticed it. Like this is a big part of the movie, and I so wish it wasn't. Really, I wish it wasn't. I guess like if I want to be positive about it, or if I want to give the movie any type of credit and be nice, I'll say maybe they did it because they were showing how Disney, when you walk into Disney, it doesn't make you a kid again. You're still a nasty old middle-aged man that fantasizes about teenager no matter where you are. Maybe that's one of the things it's trying to say.
Hopefully they teenager, not like
and you always want to have somebody to like in the film, and I didn't like the main character. I didn't like the wife. I didn't like the son. I liked the daughter, but I mostly felt bad for the daughter. And, me thinking this is going to be a horror movie and seeing her so attached to her father, who clearly has his issues.
But you see like somewhere. Spoiler alert.
I'm gonna bang you into my life.
So in some way,
Because he's scared. Maybe that's something. See, we're trying to find meaning, and I feel like it's more like you say. There is no goddamn meaning. It's meaningless.
no, there's
Or it's whatever you want to make of it. But I refuse to sit here and I know we've probably already sit here long enough trying to do theory after theory, but ugh, seriously, it's like, trying to dig through a piece of crap
damn.
to try to find a grain of salt, to try to find a little fucking flake of gold. This is what this is to me right now.
Damn.
Okay?
You're mad at this movie.
I'm not saying this movie's a piece of shit. I'm not.
No, you already said it. It's a piece of shit. Like,
I'm not saying it's a piece of shit. I'm saying that it's a piece of shit to be searching and searching and searching for what's not there, trying to find meaning in the meaningless. I feel like the meaning should come naturally to you. Like, if you're gonna get something out of the movie, you're gonna get something out of the movie. But to sit there and, try to rack your brain, what does it all mean?
but I think that's one of the fun part. Like I said, it's an avant-garde kind of film. That's how I kind of feel throughout the movie. So you know what? That's what I feel. It's feel like more of an art house, like an actual art movie than a narrative movie to that. That's what I kind of felt like through the whole movie. Like it's because those are kind of the films that kind of are like they do in fact do have a much deeper meaning to everything else. But at the same time, though, like you gotta find those deeper meanings within everything else that's kind of going on. Going back to David Lynch with Eraserhead or Mulholland Drive, either fucking one, is those kind of films that when you first watch them, they're fucking crazy. They're fucking out there. It's basically fucking Eraserhead where I want to say apparently this lady is pregnant. Oh, I guess they could be married, and weird shit just keep on happening throughout the whole movie. Where you see this dude staring at this fucking like heater, but like they're respirator heaters, whatever those old school heaters. He's staring at it, and there's like a dancing lady with like fucking chickmunk's cheek up to the fucking extreme. He's seen the baby, and the fact this baby is so weird, and it could be the fact though the fetus, like maybe it's a premature kind of baby, because I would kind of look for something to that. This is what this kind of film, but like I said, it's not.
I feel like that's a little bit different though, because in the movie it doesn't really seem like he's illusion, like he's just seeing shit. Like there are parts where it does seem like he's just seeing shit, but most of it's like really realistic, and it seems like he's actually living, and like you can see when he's.
But how are you sure it's realistic? How you know it's not him?
It is realistic. We don't know if it's real or if it's actually happening, and I guess they leave that up to us. But the scene that you were just talking about, that seemed like okay, he was fantasizing, and
But how are you sure it's actually his fantasy?
No, I'm talking about what you were just talking.
Oh, tell him I talking.
That avant-garde movie, the chipmunk.
Yeah, Eraser. Yeah.
See that to me, and just from you telling me about it, it just seems like a natural father or to-be father's fears. That makes sense to me. It makes complete sense to me.
Yes.
Him seeing something so twisted and fucked up, because let's face it, if you're going to be a parent for the first time or even the second time, if your girl is pregnant and even the woman herself is going to be scared as fuck that something's going to be wrong with the baby, there's just this absolute fear about being a parent because we're so afraid for something to go wrong.
See, as much you think that's what's actually happening. Like I tell only one scene of it. I'm telling you, when you watch the movie, you're okay. That doesn't seem like you're angry at Escape from Tomorrow, but if you watch fucking Eraserhead, your mind be like fucking blown out of fucking. If you watch it like 15 minutes, say take that fucking shit up. I can't stand this shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Stay tuned because there will be a review on this. Me and him, we're gonna test it out.
Well, I gotta buy the fucking movie. It's not on Netflix. It's one of the movies I do want to go.
Okay.
It's one of the movies I do want to go back and I rewatch it because sure, the first time I watched Eraserhead, God, I want to say I was around 17 or 16 at the time.
Well, we're gonna watch it and we're gonna see how I feel about it.
Maybe bring Mulholland Drive because in that kind of way, it's sort of the same thing.
No, I want to see the movie you're talking about. Anyway.
Fuck. Oh yeah, we're talking about Escape from Tomorrow. Yeah, sure.
What else is there to say about this?
It's just we keep explaining it like so much, but we're just depicting random scenes at random events.
Well, that was the whole movie, wasn't it?
No, you see, okay, well, I think this is the best way to describe this. If you're someone, okay, I'm not saying because there's no such thing as a dumb person. Well, there are dumb people out there, but I think I guess, I kind of casual moviegoer. I think that's the best way to describe it. You know, for the people who see, maybe 12 Years a Slave, or I'm trying to think on that fucking, or maybe it's something like Lincoln, or those type of movies where, I generally like these. I'll probably not go back to see them, but I do generally like these movies.
Boring.
Or Mud, or, The Bay, or, something to that kind of extent. That's what I'm doing from. Or you are a smart person, you like these sort of movies. I do. I think Escape from Tomorrow is just as, and that's what kind of feel, but it is a kind of essential horror movie, but like it's not like a definition of what you think of horror. That's why I think it's more of an art kind of movie where
I think it's a disturbing movie.
and you know what? Sometimes what horror is. Sometimes it is disturbing imagery. You can go back into like the silent movie era where something over the movie Nosferatu where they call it the character Oleg, but we all know it's fucking Dracula, where he's staring at this door where it's a giant door and you see this freakishly vampire thing coming to suck this person's blood out. Everyone would watch it. It's like But during that time, it's just this very shocking imagery, very kind of disturbing during that time.
So you're saying this movie would have been good in that time period?
No.
Not in this time period.
What I'm trying to get at is this. I think for casual moviegoers, where you probably watch X-Men Days of Future Past, and the next day you watch something like Mud or whatever. You will watch like those kind of movies. Where there's more narrative, I guess, more narrative to the plot, more not something so out there. Yeah, you say, all right, you like these kind of movies. This movie is for more though. I don't want to say the more fancy kind of movies. There's more people who I guess a little more out there. It takes a little more out there. If you want to watch something that's a lot more out there, this is a film for you where you can get that because that's what I got an enjoyment of it. Where I really did enjoy this movie. But I guess I enjoyed it to some certain, extent to it. I do like this movie a lot.
And I just want to say something because you made a good point. We're just picking random scenes and kind of talking about them. I do want to say this movie, it's a random movie, but everything has a kind of ebb and flow. Like, it's not like Family Guy, where it's like, remember the time, and then it goes off to like a completely different thing. It does go scene to scene smoothly. It's just sometimes you're like, why is this happening or what the fuck is going on? And when you see him going into his delusion, it's clear that he is going into his delusions. It's just at the end of the movie, you kind of feel like, what the fuck just happened? And it's like Chris said, that maybe, some of it was real, maybe some of it didn't really happen.
I've been so lonely, girl, I've been so sad and down. Couldn't understand why haters joked around. I wanted to be free with other creatures like me, and now I got my wish, cause I know that I'm a gay fish.
That's why all these crazy, nonsensical things were happening, but it did all flow together normally, like it was a real day, not just all these events randomly happening. They're not randomly happening, but all these events happening out of order, or like they kind of come out of nowhere. They are random, but they do flow into the movie.
Okay. So you want to give our ratings?
Sure. I forgot what I was going to rate it.
Watch this during sex.
No. Oh yeah. I have a new rating on the scale.
What? It's blowing my mind here.
Watch it when you're fucking high. Watch it when you're on LSD. So at least when it doesn't make sense to you, you're still gonna have a fucking good time watching it. Because sober, I sure as hell did not enjoy it.
So as sober, how would you rate it? It's a legitimate question. I'm just wondering. You give me like this look at like, you're serious? Yeah, I'm fucking serious.
That is my rating. My rating is that I wouldn't watch it sober. Like, I wouldn't want to watch it sober. And I guess you could call me a casual moviegoer. So if you're like me and you just kind of watch movies for entertainment and also maybe to think a little bit, but not think that hard, where, see, okay, my thing is, I kind of like things up to interpretation, but not to the extent that this movie did it, because I hate making shit up or making theories up, and that's not really what the filmmaker intended. Because then I feel like I'm giving it more meaning than it really actually has, and it's kind of like making something famous because you misinterpreted it, or making something more meaningful and better than it actually is, just because you're making it better in your mind from your psychological perspective. I don't like that shit. Because if it's good, it should be good on its own, not for you searching meaning and giving it a good meaning.
Now, I'm gonna give out 2 ratings, but I'm gonna give my own personal rating, so get 3 fucking ratings there. Okay, for the casual moviegoer, what I would put it on during when you're doing something. That's all as you're having sex, because then you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening?
So you're saying, like, watch it while playing Candy Crush, Angry Birds. What's the game you play?
I got to Sonic Dash, game of I think it's called.
Okay, so watch it while playing games.
No. When play when you got new stuff. That's
Then you'll be even more fucking lost. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway.
Or-
It's still not.
But for those who want something a lot more different, for those who actually did watch David Lynch and have like a very full and rich experience with that movie. I'm trying to think, Lauren Ventura, whatever. Right now, I can think of David Lynch because that's in my mind at the moment. Just that's a good prime example. David Lynch movies, if you will. It's a kind of between of like it's the middle ground of like David Lynch, where it's completely out there, but you still can watch it. So is that, like I said, the middle ground of David Lynch? It's that kind of avant-garde where you can still watch it. There is a kind of point A to point B. Not really, I guess you can say. It's for those kind of avant-garde kind of way to a certain extent. So I'll give it for those fucking people. I give it watch it ASAP. And that's what I felt. Watch it ASAP. I do really enjoy the movie. But I think I do have some kind of like some things here and there where it's like some, I guess you could say, negatives to it. Like
Well, we didn't discuss that, so let's discuss it. Even though we already gave our rating.
TikTok. Well, I think that you kind of point out most of the thing to me, I guess, just kind of made it like they kind of leave some points out of it. It's some of the acting for me. That's like I felt like it felt like kind of wooden at times, or they didn't give them, I guess, a certain delivery like at some points. That's like I think it's more to that. It's not so much where like we see the green screen right in fucking front of them. It's like like I get it.
Yeah, that didn't bother me. And especially when you know the background of it, that they're like sneaking into Disney World to do this movie. You get it, and it's completely acceptable. And you really applaud them for filming as much as they could in there, and that was really awesome. So no complaints on the quality, because for what they probably had to go through to be able to do this movie in Disney, they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, like I know for a fact there is like pretty much that kind of loophole where like, well, say we can actually have like a big film company or whatever, but they didn't say we can actually go in there and like do a family thing, and like some of the shots and also where like they have to act when they actually in Disney. That's something so astonishing. I have to say, it's like, wow, like you really got to get these shots, and God knows how many fucking times you got to be in there. I mean, let alone the fact, like, okay, that alone, it just blows my fucking mind. Where, okay, like a Disney ticket, like how much? Let's say for one park, it must have cost like what, like fucking.
Well, I'm sure what they did, they probably got like a family package, and they probably also did the Disney, like you can pay for a ticket to be able to go park jumping or park hopping, or you can go from park to park in the same day.
That part I do get, but like, Albeit the fact they had to stay like literally in a Disney hotel. That who they actually were in a Disney like hotel. Like there's no doubt about it. I'm like, damn. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe it looked like a Disney hotel to me. But seriously, like even some of the other shots where like it did feel like they had to actually sneak in to go around and like record when like the whole park is just fucking closed.
Yeah, and if you think about it, it wasn't even just the mom, dad, and the two kids. It was also the side characters, which there were, I guess you could say in total,
Like 10.
yeah.
At the most 10 characters. But let's say, just
But that's still extra people that you have to bring in, and probably somebody filming as well.
like they may have like maybe 5 or 6 people just do all that fucking filming.
So you can totally forgive knowing that they probably weren't on a huge budget. You can understand that a lot of the budget probably went to that. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they did it all in one day.
I would be fucking surprised.
I think so. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it in like 1 or 2 trips, because that's a lot of money. And they probably knew that, and they probably knew, okay, we can only go this amount of times, so we have to get it done. And they probably just worked with what they had. And that's why I would love to see some type of behind the scenes, some type of documentary, just to know what the fuck went on and how many times they actually did go, because they had to have been limited in some way that they couldn't go, past a certain amount of times, and they just had to do what they had to do. And it wouldn't be surprising to me if they had to cut a lot of shit out, like maybe some scenes that they wanted to do that they weren't able to do, some things that they wanted to put in there, and this is just my imagination running wild, but maybe they changed the story around because of what they had. There are endless possibilities, but like that's what I'm saying. I would love to see a behind
Me too.
or a commentary.
Yeah, like either one. Because like I said, it's so fascinating. Like even the one scene where like they have to have the girl just kind of walking by and do whatever, and you see them have. I'm thinking to myself like, how many fucking times they had to like actually do acting around that. How many times they had to go walking around.
And I have to say, there is another part, or did you notice there was a part where they have the Disney princesses, and they're very bad Disney princesses, because it's supposed to be Ariel, Cinderella, and I forgot who the other one was.
Snow White.
Okay, but the costumes, they weren't to a T, they weren't really good. And obviously, that's not what an actual Disney princess would look like. But you forgive that because they're part of the movie, because obviously they do some shady shit that a real Disney princess wouldn't actually do. So they're actresses for the movie. And do you think they were actually in the park for that? I don't think so. Yeah, they couldn't have been.
Yeah, because
you wouldn't be able to sneak a costume in there. They don't do costumes in there.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Where you can't exactly dress to like a Disney character.
But they weren't even dressed like Disney characters, and I think they were very careful about not getting a lawsuit.
I think it has to be. I do want to see some kind of cut, but at the same time, it's like I wonder how full extent they had to kind of go. You know what I mean? Like the fact, like they were so careful, like everything could show all the Disney images. You could show the rides, but the fact, like there is one part. It's in like the Buzz Lightyear ride. I don't want to like to actually, but the fact you didn't see Buzz Lightyear. They kind of like they did in a way like it's Buzz Lightyear. You can tell it's Buzz Lightyear, but
you can't see it clearly.
No, it's just the base part. I can't exactly where it exactly is, but it's there, and the fact like that's Buzz Lightyear, but somehow the base is not exactly there. Like is that whole thing where like okay, so what to extent they had to, I guess, kind of cut out whatever it is to stay. It took out the word Disney. It's so plain and simple. Like you can actually tell when it said Disney, went beep on Disney.
Right, because if Disney or when Disney found out about this movie, they could have squashed this movie, and they're so rich that this movie would have never seen the day of light if it were up to them.
It has like I think a Blu-ray release, a DVD release. In fact, on
That's
Netflix.
probably because they were so damn careful about it.
Yeah.
That Disney had their hands tied and they couldn't do anything. But if they could have, if they found something that they really could have, sued them over, this movie would have never seen the damn light. And that's the truth. So I applaud them for being, because you have to realize how careful these people must have been to really follow the rules and at the same time not really follow the rules to be able to do all that. And that's what makes not the movie itself amazing, but
Just
the
the fact,
making of the
yeah.
movie amazing.
I still find the movie pretty amazing. Like I said, I give the rating to kind of get back to everything else of that tiny little negative I have.
What other? Well, do you have any other negatives?
That's the only thing I think of where they kind of touch it a bit, just kind of down. Is the fact that acting for me it didn't really sell to it, but I still enjoyed the movie. Just for the whole thing. In fact, I guess just because I guess I kind of like have myself exposed to the more kind of avant-garde kind of films where there's some folks here like, it's all fucking bullshit. Or there's some folks are like, oh, I do enjoy this. It's one of those films I can say, I actually do enjoy this. I don't feel dumb in saying it. It's like, I do really dig this the hell out of this movie. I did enjoy it. I don't see myself going back to it right away. But, maybe I feel like, kind of popping something in, kind of showing my friends, like, hey, let's watch that Disney. Let's watch that one movie that's about Disney, but not exactly about this. And I think that's about it. I think that should do.
I agree.
Like I said.
And let's never speak of this again.
Well, till then,
See you next time.
whoa, that's copyrighted. See, I'm trying to think of something clever, but or some kind of fact about Disney, or some saying something about Disney, but I don't know. Wouldn't we get copyrighted?
Didn't we already?
Peace. Good night. Oh, fuck! I totally forgot. Well, at the moment, it's not going to be on SoundCloud until I made some, I guess, a bit kind of more money. Please subscribe, click on those ads and whatnot. Cough, cough, wink, wink, and nudge, nudge.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, that too. But I gotta say, hopefully you enjoy us. You can always follow me on Twitter at GLChris24, where either say fuck YouTube, I can say fuck YouTube. What else? Or where I just say, I'm on a train station listening to either oneofus.net or Rage Select, wherever I feel like it. You might see like, thank you, Flutter, for this horrible weather. Or you can follow me on Facebook. Should be there, I think, yeah. And also watch some of the other reviews that's going on, like their vlogs or movie reviews, or listen to some more Dr. Netflix. If you want to listen to some that CS and should they follow you on anywhere?
No. I'm a phantom. I don't exist.
You don't? No. So what you're saying is all
in your decapitated head's mine.
Or maybe I had captain, or maybe I'm a robot, secret agent. That part of myself I'm not sure about. Till then, good night, and when you wish upon a day.
See, it's a small world after all. What